you for being here tonight. I'm Catherine Bede. I own the gallery. Hi, Lori. We are going to be doing an artist talk here in just a minute. First, I want to do a couple thank yous. I want to thank Dave Clark from Simply Elegant Food and Events for providing the best food on the Art Walk. So thank you, Dave. Thank you. I also wanted to thank Andy Harrison, who is providing the live music tonight. What you're hearing are all original songs, not licensed with a professional rights organization. So thank you, Andy Harrison. I also want to thank the artists who are here tonight and who participate in this gallery. We've got Elizabeth Higgins, we've got Lyric Joplin, we've got Barbara Martin out in the hallway, and doing our artist talk tonight is Lori Hicke. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Lori, and then I'm going to hand it over to her, and she's going to talk about art. So Lori is a mixed media artist. She's always creating things, lots of different things. She's spends her time creating a body of work that is original, one of a kind, watercolor, acrylic paintings, and printmaking, and also ceramics. And Lori has her own kiln at home, and she does beautiful ceramics. She continuously evolves her work, trying new mediums and techniques to further communicate her vision as an artist. She's been working with collage to combine watercolor and mixed media to impart a texture to otherwise two-dimensional pieces. And she's going to be doing talking to you tonight about
circles.
And so I'm going to hand it over to Lori. Thank you.
Yay! Hi everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. This is my new body of work, and I want to talk to you about the relevance of circle in art. And the circle is an interesting form. It's very friendly, and it gives you a singular point of view, and it keeps the inside in and the outside out. And so people find a lot of comfort in art that's in the round. And culturally, all cultures see the round, the circle, as a representational of the moon and the sun and things that are round from botany. And I do a lot of watercolors that are floral, and so I like to work in the round in that too. Also, as a potter, your goal is always to be round. And so spinning on the wheel, you're watching the clay go round and round, and you always want it to be centered and round. And while you're working with it, you feel centered. And so I find it comforting to do that. And the one thing that's really interesting about the circle, a lot of companies use it as their logo. You probably recognize like Pepsi or a BMW, Mercedes, Google. They all have a round logo. And that's because the circle is very familiar to people, and they remember it, and they find it friendly and approachable and comforting. And so I brought that element to my printmaking, and I sawed or cut a piece of plexiglass in the round, and I used it for my printmaking, and which is very nice to do on the printing press. And you take the ink and you put it on the plate, and then you put little collage pieces on it, and then you run it through the press many times until you get the right amount of layers. And then after that turned out really well for me, I thought, well, I'm also a watercolorist, so I should try something in watercolor. And I really loved it. I've loved it a lot. So I replicated that in these smaller pieces. Then I also work a lot in fibers. And so I did some stitching work in the round, and it's kind of like painting, like line painting with other materials. And I found that really fun. It's the same idea, the same composition, same color theory as if you were working with paint, but it's with fibers instead. But, and with that, I just wanted to end it by saying that the circle has no beginning and no ending. And I think that gives it a limitless possibilities for making art in the round. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to take them.
what inspired you, besides the circle symbolism, what inspired you to create these pieces you're showing tonight?
I think I was just inspired by, we had a full moon just recently, and I'm really inspired by nature, and I found that the roundness of the moon made me think of making prints in the ground, and so that's what inspired me to start, is the full moon.
Is that a ginkgo leaf
It is.
in there? Yeah,
It is.
And it's several of them, right?
I picked several of them, and then I paint on them, and then I run them through the printing press.
That's how, I was like, how do you get it to, okay.
So I have my, I did the blue layer first, and then I placed the colored leaves on there, and then ran it through the press, and then adhered it to, and then I peel them off, and I reuse them. After they get gooped on, they kind of like become immortalized in ink.
They're like, I'm done. Well, we
That's
did
it.
Geotaku, the painting of the fish. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, after a while, they're like, you can't paint them anymore.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Lori? All right. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.